Hey, everybody. As always, Deplorable Bobby here. I say Colleen and Margot and Propis, thank you so much for being here. I'll tell you, it, it, it gets sometimes it gets a little wearisome. You start getting ready to do these shows and you wonder, well, who's going to be there tonight? I mean, it is a Friday night and it is right before Christmas. So, I was hoping to see some of my dear friends. And so, hey, Colleen and Margot and Propis. And we'll have more people in here in a minute. So, as always, I just like to talk to you a little bit, see what's going on, uh, get a few more people in here. I like to get 10. It'd be nice if we did, but if we don't, I'll go ahead and get started here shortly, and we'll get through this together. Um, I expect Dangerous Freedom and Liberty Smith to show up, and maybe a couple of more. So we're just going to hang around for a minute. We're going to try to gather ourselves together. Let everybody say their hellos to everybody. We have 5 in here now, which is we're halfway there. So we're going to just talk to some people that might catch this on the replay. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the like button on your way in or your way out. If you're in my chat or if you're catching the replay, hit that like button for me if you would. Leave me a comment anytime you'd like. I always read my comments. Hit that bell icon. You'll know I'm going live, and we'll see what happens. I'm up to 8 now, so it won't be long. We'll be at the 10, and we can get started. But as we go through this, I'm just getting rid of preliminaries. I want to gather everybody here, tell everybody thank you for being here. Sub if you're not a sub, like, comment, hit the bell icon. You'll know when I'm going live. If you like what I'm doing, then hang with me. If you don't, then go away. I can't help it, people. I am who I am, and I am what I am. And I hope I'm always the same way every single time. That's my desire, is to be consistent with who I am and what I portray myself to be to you. So I want you to know that my phone number, let's see if I can bring this up right quick. I had a phone number on the internet, but it wasn't very trustworthy. I mean, I would get phone calls from a lot of people, but it never rang. And then when I went to call those people back, it for some reason it would say that I couldn't reach that number. So I got rid of that internet phone number. This is my phone number, 404 938 7562. Feel free to call me. Hello, Gary. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. I can always count on you. You're always here. But thank you for being here. But my contact number is 404 938 7562. I request that you call me between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. That's when I'm most likely to answer. So anyway, if you want to talk to me, if you want to come on my show, if you'd like to bring up a topic or just talk, call me. Feel free. I'm always here and I'm always available to the people who support me. I can only support you in some small way. So call me if you want to talk. And if not, we won't worry about it. We'll just let it go. We got Bobby Cantrell in 12B, Georgia. We're getting 9 people in here. I think there's a couple more than that. The chat just hasn't caught up yet. But my email, let's see if I can pull that up. My email, here we go. You can email me at bobbybeatty4855 at gmail.com. Or if it's really to make it simple, just email me at deplorablebobby at gmail.com. And that will be the easiest and the quickest way probably for you to get in touch with me. So feel free to email me. I like talking to all my friends. And there's Ryan Bardwell. Glad to see you. Liberty Smith is in here. So it's showing 9. I believe there's more than that. So I'm just going to keep going. I don't talk about this very often, but my PayPal information will be somewhere in the chat. I'm sure that Liberty Smith or one of my other mods will be more than happy to put that up there. And I'll be honest with you, uh, this is not a cheap way to go. I started this thing about 10 months ago, and if I had known the amount of money it was going to cost me, I never would have started it. But now that I'm here, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to continue to do what I do because I do it not just for you, I do it for me. I mean, this gives me hope. It gives me clarity. It gives me understanding because in order for me to bring you anything that I believe is true, I have to believe it myself. And so it brings me to a whole new level of understanding when I start talking about the things that I talk about. So we're going to dispense with the PayPal. We're going to get out of that altogether. And believe me, there is one thing I want to talk to you about, and that is the dangerous deplorables. Dangerous Freedom and Deplorable Bobby have joined forces. And now on Sunday nights at 8 p.m., Dangerous Freedom and I come together as the Dangerous Deplorables. So as we try to build this idea, we're also doing videos through the week. Like on Fridays, he's usually off. We'll do a video at 3 p.m. On Friday. But you have to understand that we're just getting this off the ground. And it's not so much a information show as it is a friendship show. We're all in it together. We involve the chat. We talk about the things the chat talks about. We laugh. We cut up. We act just like we always do as friends. So if you want to have a good time, join us on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. It's not going to be one of these long, drawn out stories like I probably have for you tonight, but it's going to be one of those things that you're able to jump into no matter what phase we're happen to be in the live stream. You can jump in and it's going to be something that everybody understands, everybody enjoys, and everybody likes. So we're all going to do this together. We're going to do it as a family, and we're going to have a good time. And while I'm talking about a family, I've had somebody bring it up to me a couple of times, several people have, about Christmas. Well, Christmas Eve, if you're like me, my children are grown, they have children of their own, and they want to spend Christmas Eve with their children. So I understand that, and it makes total sense. Don't get me wrong, I have been invited to those festivities before, but it's better if I don't go and let the parents do this Christmas thing with their children, their little children. So Christmas Eve is going to be a night that some people will be alone, like myself. Maybe Liberty Smith. I talked to him about this. Maybe we can all get together Christmas Eve night, maybe at 8 o'clock. And we'll get together simply because it's Christmas Eve and our families are busy doing other things. So if you want to join us on Christmas Eve at 8 o'clock, we're going to let it go till midnight if it goes till midnight. We're not going to put a time frame on it. We're going to invite people to come in. We want you to share your Christmas stories, your favorite story, whatever it might be it from your childhood, be it from your grandchildren, whatever your favorite Christmas story is. We can all come together as one, and we can share a little time together on Christmas Eve. So if you're like Liberty Smith and myself, and everybody that you love is somewhere else, that's okay. because that's what happens as time goes on. As you get older, things change. So tonight, I'm just simply saying, if you have nowhere to go and you have nowhere to be on Christmas Eve, join Liberty Smith and myself, and probably Dangerous Freedom, I'm sure. We're going to have a Christmas Eve like no other. This will be a new thing for us. It'll be something we can enjoy and remember somewhere down the road. Oh, remember when we all got together over at Deplorable Bobby's and we spent Christmas Eve together? And I'm talking to History B, DM. I'm talking to Manny, American Warhorse. I'm talking to D.A. Archer, Charity Clarity. I'm talking to all of you. You're welcome. So come join us. And I want to get back in the chat just a little bit. We've got Colleen O'Sullivan, Liberty Smith, Dave's Backyard Chickens and Outdoors. Hey, brother. Hey, I used to raise chickens myself. And I'll tell you what, send me an email or call me, brother, and we'll talk about some of my chicken experiences. I don't want to go into them right now. But I'll tell you this. I love you, brother. Thank you, Jeff Brandow, for being here in Dave's Backyard Chickens and Outdoors. I'm glad you're here. Colleen O'Sullivan, she's a fantastic lady. And then we got Liberty Smith. I mean, you can't beat Liberty Smith. Liberty Smith is one of the finest Christian men that you'll ever want to meet. You know, and we have people like him and Colleen O'Sullivan and Jeff Brandow. And thank you, Dave, Backyard and Chickens Outdoors, for being here. I haven't seen you here before. Mary Wills, no, you're not alone. Lost all my so-called friends when you lost your money. Yes, ma'am, I understand. And that's the way it happens as you get older in time. I didn't get a notification, says Jeff. Remembered you were going to be on at 8. See, Jeff, that's what you need to do, brother. All of you need to remember that Friday night, Sunday night, and Wednesday night at 8 p.m., I go live. Every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then on Sunday morning at 11 a.m., I have a Bible study that I do. And what I try to do is I read the scripture and I try to give you my interpretation of it. I mean, I'm one of those people who spends a lot of time studying and praying over these things and trying to understand the true meaning of God's word, because it's not always just as it's written. Sometimes you have to understand a little Hebrew and a little Greek to get the true meaning of words. And people who have been with me in the last several weeks know what I'm talking about. So join me Sunday at 11 a.m. for a little truth in Scripture. Right now we're in the book of Genesis. We're going from chapter 17 probably to chapter 21. But you have to remember, on Saturday nights, we have DM and History B, and sometimes Ashley. So you have to remember 9 p.m. Saturday nights, DM and History B, and sometimes Ashley. Check them out. Knight's Armory goes on at 10 p.m. a lot of times on Saturday night. He also goes live in the mornings on Saturday and Sunday. So have your coffee with him. And while we're talking about Knight's Armory, if I can get I hate this turned around deal here on the camera, but I'm going to let everybody know. I ordered this knife from Knight's Armory, and I want you to know that is one of the most beautiful knives I've ever had in my life. And it's sharp enough. It's a K-bar. Expensive knife. I got it from Knight's Armory, and I guarantee it'll shave you. But the thing about it is, I leave that knife there as a backdrop. But I take it off of that backdrop and I put it on my side when I need it. And I'll tell you, Knight's Armory has everything that you'd ever want. And knives, stilettos, custom knives. He can do it all. As a matter of fact, It won't be long. Big Jim, I'm going to give you a call, and we're going to order that throwing axe that we talked about before. Vince Dunn, Ryan Bardwell, Flight and Defend. Thank you, Gary Holland and Colleen and Vince Dunn. Thank you for being here. I'm just trying to get through some preliminaries, but I have to mention these people. You know, Knight's Armory is a fantastic guy. You got to check him out. This guy has stuff on his website, and he talks about stuff that you wouldn't normally think about. He's just a good guy. So check out Knight's Armory and American Joe. Everybody knows who American Joe is. Go check him out. Make sure you're still subscribed. I've been unsubscribed to American Joe 3 times in 1 week. I'm not lying. Every time I go to his channel, I'm unsubscribed. So check him out. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're still subscribed to me. Sunday nights at 7 p.m., we have Disabled Vets Perspective. Liberty Smith has been putting out content here lately, so check him out. Pete the Patriot. You can't say enough about this great patriot, Pete. He's a fantastic guy. He does stuff that we need to hear all the time. He never does anything that doesn't have a meaning. Pete is a fantastic patriot. You have to check him out. Always subscribe and hit that bell icon for Pete the Patriot. We have Florida Jim. If you want a chuckle and a laugh, go see Florida Jim. This guy's a comic. He's done radio, and he does some pretty good funny stuff. So check out Florida Jim. Disabled Vets Perspective on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Check out Alex and Belinda. They do a great job. Alex is great on conspiracy theories, but he's also really in tune with everything that's going on with the VA. He and Belinda have that topic covered. So if you have any questions about the VA, go see Disabled Vets Perspective at 7 p.m. He and Belinda, I promise you, can answer any questions you have. Then Tony Patriot on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Tony also does a couple of grow channels, I think on Monday and Tuesday at noon. But just, go to Tony's, hit the bell icon. You'll know when he's going live. He goes live more than once a week. So check out Tony. And I have to mention these people. I have to mention Charities Clarity and D.A. Archer, good friends of mine. They come into my chat, and I don't get the opportunity to talk to them very often, but I want them to know that I appreciate them, and I thank them for being here when they are here. But then we have to stop and think. Sunday at 11 a.m., we will have that Bible study, and we're going from chapter 18 through verse 21. So we're through all of that. We still got Liberty Smith, Gary, Dennis Lawson, Gary Holland, Ryan Bardwell, Colleen O'Sullivan. And it's so great to see all you people in here. Thank you so much. I know on a Friday night, you can't expect a lot, but you can always expect the best. So tonight I want to, I just want to touch, well, I shouldn't say that. When I first started writing this, I thought it was going to be a very short topic. So I said tonight I want to start off with a quick topic. Well, that topic turned into a little bit more than just a quick topic. And here's what I'm talking about. It's to say, or it should be a top priority in our lives in America. Many states like Virginia and the radical leftists, the Satanists, the progressives, the socialists, like Virginia Governor Ralph Northam. We're going to talk a little bit about Ralph Northam, and I want you to understand what this man is. This man is evil. This man is corrupt. This man does not know God. There's no way this man can understand humanity because he's outside of humanity. Many states like Virginia and the radical leftist Satanist progressives like Virginia Governor Ralph Northam, who, if possible, would seize firearms and systematically kill every single one of us who did not cooperate. This man is evil. Northam has made it clear. He's made it clear more than once that he himself has no problem murdering babies after a complete normal delivery of a healthy baby. Here's what he said. He said, we can wrap that baby in swaddling clothes and we'll lay him on this cold, hard, steel table and we'll let him lay there for 30 minutes or so. And the doctor and the mother would decide, well, do we want to keep this baby or not? Look, let me tell you something. I'm not doing an abortion video, by no means, anti or pro. I'm not doing that. But I tell you what, this Ralph Northam has brought it to the forefront, and I have to address it. You know, I stopped doing abortion videos a long time ago because it was so sick. It was starting to bother me, and I had to change what I was doing. But tonight, I can't change what I feel. And Northam has made it clear himself that he has no problem killing babies after a normal birth. After a period of time when the mother and the doctor have made their minds up if that baby's going to live or die, he said he himself would not hesitate to execute that child. He said that himself. You know, if Northam or any other so-called politician calls for gun registration, it's simply the beginning of gun confiscation in America. We will not comply. Because you see, he's not only messing with our preborn babies, he's not only saying who can live and who can die, he's not giving carte blanche. And I don't even know what that means. Well, actually, I do. But anyway, he's given carte blanche to the abortion issue. He's given carte blanche to the gun issue. No, but despite Governor Northam, Hanover County Board of Supervisors have passed a resolution that supports the Second Amendment, and that's good news for our people. It's good news for the people in Hanover County, Virginia. The resolution passed easily, and in part, this is what it lays out. And what it lays out is some stuff I'm supposed to read to you from my phone, but what it boils down to is these people want gun control that's reasonable. They're not looking to take guns away from anybody. I guess I could pull it up. I wasn't really wanting to do this because I'm not one of those people that likes to read from a telephone or from a computer. I don't enjoy doing this at all. I'll tell you straight up that I do my best not to ever read from a laptop or a telephone. But since we're talking about this governor in Hanover, Virginia, this is the adopted resolution. And I promise this won't take too long. Hanover County Board of Supervisors wish to express opposition to any law that would unconstitutionally restrict the rights under the Second Amendment of citizens in Hanover County to keep and bear arms. Now, they're writing this and they're saying this, pardon me, they're doing this in response to their governor. The board expressed its full intent to stand in support of the Constitution of the United States of America and the Commonwealth of Virginia, and will oppose any challenge to oppose any challenge to full extent of the law and all efforts by any persons, organizations, or governing bodies to infringe on these rights guaranteed by the Constitution to its citizens. Now, what here does he not understand? These constitutions to its citizens, including the right to keep and bear arms as defined by the Second Amendment, and will accept no efforts or change or diminish these rights except through amendment process as prescribed by the Constitution. All right, so now you got it all laid out for you. They can't just change the Constitution willy-nilly. It takes, a lot of effort. I'm going to tell you, it takes a lot of argument. It takes a lot of fighting in Congress and in the Senate to get this kind of stuff done. They're not going to do that. They're not willing for the big fight. They're in it for the small fight. You see, they want to end it now. That's why they're doing what they're doing. That's why we have people like Nadler. Okay, yesterday, Nadler could have ended the Senate hearing, but he didn't. He extended it to today. So what did he do today? He extended it until tomorrow. He's doing this for a reason. It's not because he needs the time. Nadler is doing this because he is a minion of the Demon Rat Party, and he's doing exactly what Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi, along with AOC, are telling him what to do. So we have to understand. Dozens of cities and counties around Virginia have passed Second Amendment sanctuary. Can you believe that? Colonial Heights passed a Second Amendment resolution. Goochland supervisors unanimously voted to pass a resolution protecting the Second Amendment. Virginia's third largest city passes gun rights resolution. The governor and the attorney general have said nothing because legally they can't do anything because these people voted for it. See, so the laws in Virginia, the people want them one way, the governor wants them another way. So what do you do in a time like that? What do you do? It's to the point to where Virginia is on a teeter-totter, It's a powder keg waiting to explode. You've got these counties, I think there's more than 13 of them now, who are declaring sanctuary counties against the governor. So you know what's going to happen. This man wants to kill babies after birth. This man's not afraid of coming to your house and taking your guns and killing you in the process. He's not above that. No demon rat is above murder. You have to understand who leads the demon rat party. You got people like Ralph Northam, who honestly says in his own words that he would execute a baby after birth. Come on. Where do we stop? We've got Hillary Rodham Clinton. We know her death count is well over 100 by now. We know what they're doing. We're not stupid. So why do we allow this to go on and on and on? We waited on Trump. Trump said, yeah, and I think it was January, right after he was elected. Oh, yeah, he signed this executive order. People who are guilty of corruption or human trafficking of any kind will face the death penalty. Well, where is the death penalty? Where are the arrests? And where are those who deserve to be arrested? Where are they? They're right out there under your nose where they've always been. Stop and think about it. Just think about it. It's not just because it's Hillary Rodham Clinton. It's not just because it's John Kerry or because it's Joe Biden or his son. The fact of the matter is, the demon rats can do any dang thing they please. John Kerry went over and dealt with Iran about us. That was a clear violation of the Logan Act, and it calls for life imprisonment or death. Why was he never charged? We know all about Hillary Rodham Clinton and her emails and her whatever they call that thing, a foundation. We know all about the corruption there in Haiti. We know all about that, and the child trafficking, the child abuse, and the child sacrifice. See, it doesn't matter that we know all that because we just let it go. And that's what kills me. That's what really eats me sometimes. I got all this information in my head and I try to share it with you. And once I say it, it goes out there and it's gone, but it still lives within me. And I'll tell you what, I am so sick of these demon rats. I am to the point that I would never, ever harm anyone, only in self-defense. So I'm not ready to go attack anyone. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm to the point to where I want my defenses to be up front and center because I'm sick of what they're doing. And, to talk about the Second Amendment a little more, we get information from gun grabbers, and they're on the wrong side of history all over again. These demon rats always wind up on the wrong side of history. The Fresno, California police. Well, who can figure that? California. Fresno, California police are working with the ATF. Everybody knows that. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. To track down the Chinese-made devices that convert a Glock semi-automatic pistol into a fully automatic weapon capable of firing a burst of bullets in seconds. Okay, let's stop and think about this. So here we have China. China has built a little clip that you just insert into a Glock. Anybody can do it. You just pick up the little thing and you stick it right there. And this lock, you pull the trigger one time and it empties your magazine. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I was in the military. I was an armorer and I maintained weapons. And I'm going to tell you, I've shot everything that the Army has, and as far as small arms. And anytime you fire automatic, you're not going to hit what you shoot. You might get lucky and get one out of them because you're never going to hit. It's going to move around on you, especially with a pistol. But the thing about it is why is China doing this? Why is China undercutting our federal government? Why are they sending us things that will turn normal semi-automatic weapons into automatic weapons? And who wants an automatic Glock? Let me tell you, I've had Glocks. I've had 3 or 4. And I'm going to tell you, I love a Glock. It's a big, bulky gun. Oh, yeah, but it shoots true, and it's a great gun, no doubt about it. But why in the world, even though I had an extended clip on my Glock, because when I went target shooting, I didn't want to keep reloading clips. So I had an extended clip, and I could shoot 30 rounds. Of course, it stuck out that far past the gun, but at least I could shoot without reloading. But the thing about it is, now, see, they're wanting to take these kind of guns, these locks, and they're wanting to insert this little piece of metal, and it turns the Glock into a fully automatic weapon. That's got to be stopped. We can't have fully automatic Glocks running around America. It's not because the people that are going to be using them are going to harm people that they intend to harm. I'm afraid they're going to harm people that are just innocent bystanders. Because when you start shooting a fully automatic handgun, especially a 40 caliber Glock, and you're popping off 10 rounds in 1 second, that gun is moving all over the place. You're not going to get a dead shot. I don't care who you are, and I don't care what kind of gunman you are. I promise you, you take a fully automatic handgun and you pull that trigger, and you will not shoot where you're aiming. So it's the innocent people that we have to worry about, and only the crooks will have this. See, this is not available to you and me. Oh, it probably could if we wanted to go down on the seedy side of town, and make some kind of deals with somebody, about something and pay somebody to do this. But yeah, but who would want to do that? Not me. I don't need a fully automatic handgun. If I can't get you in the first couple of rounds, I'm dead anyway. I don't need to pop off 10 rounds out of a Glock in 1 second. That's not going to save me. Those damn, out of 10 rounds, I might get one to hit. The rest of them are going wherever that gun goes when it goes crazy. If you've ever held a handgun, it's automatic, and I have, and I'm going to tell you, you cannot hold that son of a gun in one spot. It jumps all over the place in about a second. I mean, it's like and you're done. And that's just the way it is. But we all know that what a fully automatic weapon is. And so I'll leave it at that. Automatic weapons have been tightly controlled since the 1930s. People, we aren't allowed to have automatic weapons. Only the military. I don't know, maybe even police have automatic weapons. I don't know about the police. I haven't checked into it. But Glock is one of the most popular handguns in America, and this new automatic device is made just for Glocks. Everybody wants to own a Glock. Well, not everybody, but many people want to own a Glock. So several modified Glocks have been seized. But guess where they were seized from? They were seized from gang members, just like I was saying. And they didn't just have, these Glocks with the little clip stuck in it from China. They also had high capacity magazines. So it was their intent to cause harm. And yeah, they should have been taken away. But see where it's all going. It's not you and me. It's not the American patriot gun owner. It's not us legal gun owners. Oh, and by the way, Georgia weapons carry license came in the mail today. Now I can carry any gun, any ammo, anything I want to in the state of Georgia and 30 other states. And I don't have to worry about it because I hate to say that I have a gun concealed carry permit, but I mean, it cost me $77. But anyway, the thing about it is we shouldn't have to have permits to carry guns. But in the state that I live in, if you want to carry a gun and your ammo, you have to get this permit. And in order to get this permit, you got to be fingerprinted and go through a background check and all that kind of stuff. But once you get your permit, you're really given a lot of rights. I mean, I can conceal carry. I can open carry. I can go anywhere in the state of Georgia except for a federal building or a court of law. And nobody will ever question me. And if they do, concealed carry permit, and they leave you alone. Having this one little card affords me the right to drive all the way from here to Arizona. And if I get pulled over in every single state, and I've got my carbine over there, and I've got my defense shotgun right there, and I've got my handgun, and I've got 2,000 rounds, they will not say a word to me because I have this permit, which says that I can carry, transport, or have any gun that I choose. I don't know about ARs. I really don't, because I've never tried this with an AR, but I've had the opportunity to carry my sidearm many times and show my permit, and they've always left me alone. But anyway, I just thought I'd show you that, let you know that, that's the way things are around here. But I did get something in the mail today that I wanted to show you. Keep America Great 2020. In God we trust. And then on the back side, it says Commander-in-Chief Donald J. Trump. All right, so I wanted to show you that. I'm proud of that, as a matter of fact. I wanted a challenge coin, and now I got one. And I'll tell you what, solid silver, can't beat it. It's really cheap. You ought to check them out. But anyway, we're going to get back to the topic, and we got Harley's G and Gar. All right, an American Warhorse. Vince Dunn, Dangerous Freedom, Wheelman 757, Tigger. Let's see, Ryan Bardwell. Yeah, this is fantastic, people. I got 26 people in here. That's a success any way you look at it. But we're going to keep going with this, and we're going to try to get through it. You know, it seems to me that a fully modified automatic Glock, as well as any other firearm, should be removed by removing the gangs and the thugs from the streets of America. See, if we got rid of the gangs and the thugs, who would need an automatic Glock? You and I don't need one. Oh, don't get me wrong. It's always great to have an automatic weapon, but it's just some kind of guy thing or something, I guess. Everybody wants to shoot a fully automatic weapon. Well, then when you do, you never really care to do it again because you've done it and there was nothing special about it. But yet these guys, that's what they do. They want these high capacity magazines with a fully automatic Glock. It's not the weapon that kills. We all know that. It's the person with the gun. It's the gangs, the thugs, the criminals that do this. You see, it's not you and me. So why should we be punished? We shouldn't. You know, penalties for having an automatic weapon are severe. And you know, it's prosecuted in federal court. And it calls for a 10-year sentence. Well, why is it you never hear about these people being arrested? Why do you never hear about them being sentenced to 10 years? I have no idea who in here tonight, you know, has fired an automatic weapon. I really don't. But I have many times in the military, and an M16 can deliver 800 rounds in 1 minute. You know, that's a lot of fun to shoot 800 rounds in 1 minute. But the thing about it is you can't shoot 800 rounds through an M16 in 1 minute because you can't change the clips that often. And I've never seen a drum-fed M16. There may be some. I've never seen them. But anyway, the AR is capable of almost every single thing that the M16 is. So you have to understand that we have an assault weapon, as they call it, which is not an assault weapon at all. It's a defense weapon. It's not fully automatic. You're not going in and blowing, 800 rounds in a minute, which is impossible anyway. But the accuracy is in question. So you see, that's not what we do. We're not like that. We're patriots. What we want to do is we want to keep our guns at home. We want to be safe, and we don't want to cause any problem. But we're not going to back up, stand back, or lay down for any of these intrusions into our life. They can't take away our Second Amendment rights as given to us by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. We have to stand firm. We have to keep knocking on the door of President Trump and let him know you messed up once. You learned your lesson. That's a good deal. Now, come on, let's stand up again. Let's stand up for America. Let's stand up for American gun owners. Let's stand up for the Second Amendment. Let's stand up for the First Amendment, which the Second Amendment makes it possible for the First Amendment. You couldn't have the right to free speech if we didn't have guns. The Second Amendment plays a large part in our society, even though you don't know it. Our First Amendment rights of free speech would be squelched, would be gone forever. The demon rats would have washed it away long ago. But no, we're here. This is fixing to be 2020, and we're right here. We have all of this in front of us. What are we going to do? We've got to be honest enough with ourselves. We've got to be honest enough with our children. We've got to be honest enough with our own God that what is going on in America is wrong. And we have to defend America. We have to stand up for what America is and what it was and what it can be and what it will be as long as we stand together. How can we stand divided? How can we be angry at one another in a time where we need to draw together as a group of God-fearing American patriots to clump together, surround our president, be there, be a voice. Don't be silent. I know that we can't do it individually, but as a group, we can. I'm not saying that you go join a white supremacist group by any means or stretch of the imagination, which I'm sure that's what the demon rats would say if they heard this. So we have to resign within ourselves to be willing to stand individually by ourselves for our president. We have to be willing to vote him in again in 2020. And I know that everybody on my chat feels the same way I do. And if you don't, then I feel sorry for you because you're a minority. But you know what's really fun is in California. It's not just buying guns that are the problem anymore. Now you can't buy ammo in California. Sutter County Deputy Sheriff Zachary Berg. This guy's a deputy sheriff. He should be able to buy guns and ammo without any problems, wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think if you're a cop, you could go in and buy ammo? Well, don't get that through California, because California's strict gun laws usually don't apply to those in law enforcement, but in this case it did. But wait a minute. Deputy Berg was not allowed to buy shotgun shells for a planned duck hunting trip. Can you believe that? This deputy sheriff went into a gun shop and tried to buy birdshot to go duck hunting. He was turned down. He was rejected under California law because someone entered the wrong information into the state's official database. Well, let me explain to you what this misinformation that was added into a database. It doesn't have to be a word change. It doesn't have to be a word added or a word removed. It can be a comma or a period in the wrong place. Anything that is out of order. If you're doing your birth date and you, like mine, it would be 04/08/1955. Well, if one of those slashes didn't show up, guess what? I'm not getting shotgun shells. And the same thing happened to this deputy. Deputy Berg was one of tens of thousands of law-abiding Californians who have been turned away from buying ammunition and guns because someone at the database is changing information on gun buyers. You see, these people, you have to understand, just like when I went and got my carry permit, I had paper to fill out. And I had to fill out every one of those little check marks exactly. If I accidentally hit the wrong mark and put it through, they probably wouldn't have gave me my concealed carry permit. But see, here's what I'm saying. So now you've got this policeman. Somebody changed the information. That's what they're saying. It wasn't a mistake by the officer. It wasn't a mistake by those tens of thousands of people. It was a planned, purposeful mistake made by those putting the data into the database. Just imagine for a minute, what if the corruption that's in California was nationwide? I want to tell you, people, that would be a terrible day for America. We've got Vince Dunn. We got Tigger Kilman, Gary Holland, Hank in Arizona. Glad y'all are here, man. I'll tell you what, for a Friday night, you guys are being really good to me, and I do appreciate it. I'm going to tell you, I enjoy every time I come on here and I get to share some stuff with you guys because you guys are the best. You are the best, and that's no doubt about it. But you know, over 62,000 ammo purchases were rejected in California last year. 62,000. These people went in to buy shotgun shells or 9mm or 40 caliber, and they were rejected, leaving those people empty-handed because someone entered the wrong information into the gun and ammo database. And that's what we're talking about, is that database. You see, you got somebody, probably a liberal, over there doing their little typing thing, and they're adding information. Well, okay, I spelt his name wrong, but that's okay. And they just keep typing. They leave out a letter or whatever. Oh, it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter to them because they know that when they do that, they're putting a red flag on you. I believe these same libtard gun grabbers are corrupting the gun database on purpose. I really believe that. And someone is changing the information on purpose. They're doing this. 62,000 were refused ammo. Come on. That was in California. I mean, come on. There's not that many gun owners in California. It's more than ironic that the deputy sheriff can't buy ammo. I mean, come on. When a deputy sheriff can't buy ammo, who can? It's just crazy that we gun rights advocates, that we have the confirmation of California's long-standing assertion that California's gun control laws burden law-abiding citizens and gun owners who follow the rules and obey the laws, but yet criminals continue to acquire guns and ammo with ease. So they don't have a problem getting ammo. They don't have a problem getting guns. These restrictions don't affect criminals. And see, that's the problem. The only thing these laws are affecting are you and me. A patriotic American citizen, you're the one affected by these laws. It's not the criminals on the street who have these guns, but it does affect law-abiding citizens. In essence, we can't exercise our Second Amendment rights because of admitted errors that have been done by these people. I can't help it that they don't know what they're doing. They're more concerned with you and I having a gun with a little bit of ammo than they are these hoods and these thugs and these MS-13 pieces of crap that are on the street, murdering and killing all across our country. California has had a database for shotgun and rifle purchases for almost 7 years now. But a handgun database has been around for years, a lot longer than that in California. See, it's not something new in California. This stuff has been going on a long, long time. And, it's hard for a handgun database because it's been around for so long, but a person must be in the database with the right information entered into it. See, that's the thing. You have to have the right information entered. So if you've got a Mexican American who speaks broken English and she's transcribing your application into the database, who's to say that she even has an idea how to spell English, let alone copy it? So we have to look at that too. Who is doing this database transcription? I don't know. They don't tell us that. But you know, even a comma or a period in the wrong place will stop a person from buying ammo. How crazy is that? But if you're one of the thousands who are not in the database, you will not be allowed to buy ammo at all. So if you're not in the database, you cannot buy ammo in California. My Lord. You know, I love it. I walk into a gun store, I say, I want that. I walked in the other day and I bought 500 rounds of 9mm rounds. And then I bought all they had of double-aught buckshot for my shotgun here. And, you know, that I can't conceive living in a place to where you can't just walk in and buy what you want, especially if you have one of these. If you have one of these, you can walk in and buy a gun, buy ammo, turn around and walk out in 5 minutes. No phone calls, no paperwork, no nothing. Nothing. That right there, let them scan that. You're good to go. You don't get questioned about anything. But you know, the last stand is readiness and the tactical gun store. And they said that more people are rejected than approved for ammo purchases. Let me get this straight. The Last Stand Readiness and Tactical Gun Store in California said that more people are rejected than approved for gun ammo purchases. Many of these are turned away are law enforcement and active military. Could you imagine living in California, being active military or an active police officer, and you're turned down to buy ammo for your guns? So do you see what's going on in California? It's not the information that you're given, it's the information that's being transcribed into the database. They're doing it on purpose. You have to understand this is not something that's just happening by coincidence. This is on purpose. These people doing this database transfer stuff, they're not stupid. I was joking when I said it's some Mexican that can't speak English. I was joking. We got smart people doing this, and they know what they're doing, and they did these little subtle changes that you aren't aware of. And then that when you go to apply to buy ammo, you're rejected because your information is not exactly that's in the database. So you see, it's a game. This is California. You know, many of these that are turned away are law enforcement and ex-military and active military. This wholesale ammo buying experience is especially frustrating when you have no choice in the matter. So what are you going to do? You're going to go in there and say, I want to buy ammo. They say, oh, you're rejected. What are you going to do? You're going to fight? You're going to argue? You're going to cause a scene? No. You're going to say, what the heck? And you're going to leave and you're going to go, dang, here I am, a police officer, and I can't buy ammo for my hunting trip. Come on. And you can't go to Nevada and buy ammo. You come back, you get caught with it, you're in big trouble. So this wholesale ammo buying experience is more than frustrating to most people because you have no choice in the matter. And in 2016, voters passed gun control laws to prohibit out-of-state ammo purchases, like I was just saying, from Nevada. If a Californian goes to Nevada and buys ammo, they're going to go to jail if they get caught. And that's a fact on top of facts. So here we are. Why would anybody live in California? California is so corrupt. California is so evil. California is the epitome of hell. I know we've got a lot of good American patriots that are still there, like California Critic and a few more. But I'm going to tell you, it has to be hard for them. I imagine for History B, it's really hard to go to work every day with a bunch of libtard teachers and people in the school, and her being a great American patriot that she is. Same thing with California Critic and others that live in California who are conservative patriots. They don't want to leave their home. They don't want to just evacuate. You know, they don't want to turn it over to the libtards, even though there's so many of them. I mean, they're corrupting everything in California. I mean, I don't understand for the life of me how California can get away with the things they do. They disobey federal laws. They disobey their own laws. They disobey human laws. They disobey mankind laws. They disobey laws of every kind. Every law they've ever made, they've broke themselves. But you know, this is just to make it clear. Gun owners with non-registered guns of any kind must absolutely be put into a registry database. Later, that database can and probably will be used to confiscate our weapons. So you see, that's what they're wanting, not just in California, but in Virginia and all over the country. That's what they're wanting to do. They're wanting to set up a database. When I got this, I guarantee you I went into a database. No doubt about it. They know where I live. They don't know exactly what kind of weapons I have, but they know that I have weapons. It's one of the evils that you have to deal with if you want to have the ability to carry a gun anywhere in the state of Georgia, or for that matter, in 30 other states. But you know, red flag laws in California now allow teachers, employers, other employees, co-workers, and the local gas station attendant as well to seek the removal of your guns. It doesn't have to even be anybody that you know. If you go to a service station and you get into an argument with the attendant, you used your credit card, he knows your name. He calls up the cops. Hey, this so-and-so, you know, he scared me. He's a threat. Well, guess what? That cop is going to run to a little judge they've got sitting off over here on the side that's always ready to sign his name, and they're going to come get your guns if you have guns. See, this guy doesn't even have to know if you have guns or not. He can send these people to your house even if you don't own a gun. But if you do, they're coming to take them. And if Ralph Northam has his way, they'll take them by force. They will kill you to get your guns. And that's what Ralph Northam of Virginia is preaching. Not only death to every baby, he said himself that he would execute a baby that it was born alive if the mother decided she didn't want it. He said he would do it himself. And yet he talks about gun confiscation and how he's willing to kill us to get our guns. See, this is the kind of people we need to get rid of. You know, as for the hunters in California, I don't know what to say to them. You know, more regulation is going to keep a lot of hunters at home, and instead of being in the field doing something that they enjoy and something they love. And in the long run, California's ability to hunt at all will disappear. To enjoy the outdoors will go away. Or just to protect yourself is going to go down the tubes in California. You know, it puts more and more intrusive laws, gun laws, in the system and against its people all the time. California is the most intrusive government that there is. We must remember that the gun database is a lead up to gun confiscation. We have to remember that this FBI database is nothing more than a lead up to gun confiscation. I had another little story here I was going to tell you about, but it's getting late. So I'm going to bind down. I want everybody to know that I appreciate you being here. Thank you, American Warhorse, Vince Dunn, 12B Georgia, Jeff Brandau, Flight and Defend, Ryan Bardwell. There's so many people here. Gary Holland, Liberty Smith, Hank in Arizona, Trigger Killam, Jeff Brandow, 12B Georgia, Gary Holland, Margot Dahlgren, Luciano, Michael Keevan. Thank you so much for being here, people. I'm going to get out of here, and we're going to let this thing go for a while. And remember the Alamo boys. That's what Hang in Arizona said. Maybe I'll do a video on the Alamo one night. Maybe next Wednesday. I'd like to do one on the Alamo. I did one on the Trail of Tears a while back. Maybe I can do one on the Alamo. That'd be great. All right, brothers and sisters, I'm out of here. I love you. Thank you for being here. I'll check y'all out Sunday at 11 a.m. for Bible study. See you then. God love you. God bless. God be with you.